What does that mean,
Jackie?
Like living.
Instead of that's hot, she frequently drops a new word, sliving, as her signature
What does it
catchphrase. Hold on, I'm looking. What? What does sliving mean? Hold on. What does sliving mean?
It means
Slaying and living your best life.
That's stupid.
Well, that's her new one that she's trying to have catch on. We were talking about Paris Hilton has a new catchphrase.
That's hot.
No, that's her old one. Sliving.
Well, hang on. We'll talk about that in a second.
We don't need to talk about that.
Living. No, I love catchphrases. Are you kidding me?
Okay, we could talk about it.
I love
He
catchphrases.
loves catchphrases. But the catchphrase I'd like to know, start the fucking podcast. Want a headset?
I don't need it. I can wear it. Sometimes it's better if you don't talk if I hear you.
As long as you hear me. Can you hear me?
I hear you perfectly.
You know who I am?
For a very long time.
I'm Howie Mandel. This is Howie Mandel Does Stuff. This is my daughter, by the way.
Jacqueline Schultz.
Very
Hi.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
She's a different last name. I should suspect that maybe my wife was fucking around when I was on the road. Why do you have a different last name?
I'm married.
Oh, good. You know Lou.
I do.
Hoopity doopity doo.
It's Lou.
We just call him Lou. And you are Bert Kreischer. And Bert Kreischer is crushing it in the comedy game. You really are, buddy.
Thank you.
How long?
And style, by the way.
Style.
Yeah, you're matching your glasses to your hoodie to like.
I bought these on accident.
Oh.
I didn't realize this
How do
is
you
what they looked
accidentally
like.
buy? How do you accidentally buy glasses?
I went in. I do a little thing called retail therapy when I'm when I'm on the road, and I went into a sunglass hut, and they didn't. I like boyfriend glasses. This is the boyfriend style of Ray-Ban. It's a woman's glass, but it fits my face perfectly. And so
You're wearing boyfriend
They're
glasses?
Wayfair.
yeah, they're boyfriends. These are called boyfriends.
Okay.
And so I they didn't have them, so I just ordered them and they sent them to my house, so I didn't get to see what they looked like. And they're blue on the inside and green on the outside. And my daughter's there's one that's red and blue. My daughters claim those. My daughters just went through them and pilfered them.
They're wearing daddy's boyfriend's glasses?
Yeah, isn't that odd? Yeah.
Are you wearing boyfriend jeans?
No, these are. I wish I knew the name of them. They're a podcast sponsor. I wish I knew the name of them.
Wait,
they're really comfortable.
Those jeans sponsor your podcast,
Yeah.
and you don't know the name of them.
They did once, and I put them on. I really should know the name of them. They are the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn in my entire life, and I didn't wear them when they were a sponsor. And then one day I was like, I'm going to just try these on. They stopped sponsoring my podcast, and they are all I wear. They're stretchy.
Stand up. You want me to look at the tag? No, I'm just
wanna
kidding.
look
I'm just kidding. I'm not going to.
No,
look in
we're
your
going to
butt.
plug. Go
Okay,
ahead. You do.
sorry.
My daughter wants to see your ass.
Should have got a pair that fits.
I don't know.
Read it. Read it. You asked.
Mugsy?
Yeah, Muggsy. You knew, and you
As
just
soon
wanted
as-
me to
as
look
soon
at your
as
butt?
No,
You
as
wanted
soon as
my
I flipped
daughter
it
to
over,
look at your
As soon
ass.
as I flipped it over, I went, I think they're Mugsy. Yeah, they are the most. I just tangled myself
I think they're
up.
coming. I think they're coming back to your podcast now. After
They are
this.
the most. That's all I wear on stage. They're stretchy. They're like wearing sweatpants. I can wear them on planes. They are so comfortable. We were talking about gaining weight. You gain weight by sweatpants. Sweatpants are enablers.
Are you eating sweatpants?
No.
What do you mean you gain? Oh, because they enable you to feel comfortable.
Yeah, you put them on and they're like, hey, we're doing great, man. Let's get crisscross applesauce and have a pizza.
You said that you're the heaviest that you've ever been.
260. Well, right now I'm not getting on the scale right now because I know I'm doing good, so I don't want to ruin it.
Wait. If you know you're doing good, wouldn't getting on the scale be like an inspirational? Because I've lost 2 pounds in 2 days. Like,
I look at the scale the same way I look at Twitter. I step on it and I go, why am I going to fuck my day up? Just let's stay off it.
you step on Twitter.
I step on it.
And she was talking about your fashion. You're wearing a free hoodie.
Yeah,
you
this
did.
is-
I saw you on Barstool.
Yeah, I did. Barstool's got great merch. Everything I have is merch. I don't really.
You talked
these
about
hats,
that
These
goat-
hats are given to me by Clink Room. They're a hat company that sends me free hats. I have a size 8 head, so I have like the biggest head in the world. And so I like fitted hats. And
Is that a boyfriend hat?
No. This is. I don't know what this hat is. Is this? I don't actually know what it is.
I love that people are giving you merchandise because they want to kind of promote whatever it is.
Yeah.
You're like the worst guy to give promotion.
No, Muggsy. These are my flip flops. Your own.
own.
You're touching the bottom. Don't touch the bottom.
Oh, I know where I was. I don't have the cleanliness thing. That's not my thing.
But he does have OCD. We talked
you
about
spun me out. I should have never hung out with you last time.
Why?
I had a massive episode after you left.
Are you serious?
You're not
dead
good for
fucking
people,
serious.
Dad.
You know what? We started talking about it. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you exactly what happened.
Tell me.
We started talking about it, and as we talked about it, I said, my brain was going, Bert, you're being too loosey-goosey with this. You got to respect it. You're talking about it. You're having fun with it. Something's going to show up. And then we took that phone call. Do you remember we took that phone call on my iPad?
Yeah, I do.
And I had returned his call. And in returning his call, I realized I sent him my new number. Remember, I had to get rid of my number because I got doxxed.
Right.
So now I just sent out my new
Jeremy,
number.
you'll send me a clip, so Jeremy could show what we're talking about. I was on Bert's podcast.
And so it's just shut the...
Oh, well, let's answer it.
No, you don't want to answer it.
Why? And I'll go, this is Howie Mandel. How the fuck did you get my number? How the fuck did you get my number? Let me answer him. Did you just call me?
I'm not sure.
It's Howie Mandel. You just hung up. No.
There's no way that's Howie Mandel.
Yeah, it is. You just dialed me and I dialed back. You hung up the phone. What do you want?
Dude, it's Howie Mandel.
Fucking way. Bert fucking Kreischer.
Bert fucking Kreischer. Out of nowhere, a fan in the middle of your podcast, your home phone rang.
Yeah, my FaceTime, because I FaceTime everybody. And so my FaceTime started ringing on my thing. So, my number had gotten given out, and I had to get a new number, and it was really kind of overwhelming, and I got very strict with like who got my number, right? I was like, I got a new number, no one's getting it. So that guy calls, I called back, and in calling back, I called back from my computer, but it gave him my new number. He thought it was your number.
Then he sees you and goes, no fucking way. That's who he called. He called you.
Yeah.
Why are you no fucking way?
My number got leaked on Reddit, and that happens. I had to get a new phone number. It happens all day, every day. It's happened is it's tethered to my computer.
Mm-hmm.
That old phone and this phone are tethered to my computer, so the FaceTimes come up. I was just in a meeting. I was in a producer's meeting, and it just happened nonstop. And I'm on Zoom, and I'm like, click, click, click.
He was like, is this Howie's number or Bert's number? He had already had my old number.
Right.
And I went, God damn it, I gave him my new number. So I texted him, hey man, this is my new number. Please don't give it to anyone.
Wait, but it wasn't anybody that you knew.
I know. And I texted.
You fan. You go, here's my new number to a fan that you don't know.
I started spiraling, and then and Howie, when I did it, I texted another person. I texted another fan, and I sent out my number. And then within the second of 3 minutes, I sent my new number to like 15 different people.
But you told them, don't share it.
Don't share it. and man, it was the beginning of a little downward spiral that everything. And then I hadn't even looked at those messages that had come in.
Right.
So I replied to one person about something negative, and then I realized I replied to the wrong person, and I was all over the map, and then I just stopped and I was like, God damn it, Howie, what did you do to me?
What did I do?
What did you do?
because when I said if I never touched that computer, that's what was my rule. But that guy called, and then we were like, all right, let's call him back. And so I was like, oh, it's Howie, we'll call him back. And then as soon as I touched that computer, all the negativity that I had disappeared just showed right back up. And I was like, God damn it. So yeah.
Are you afraid to talk to me today?
No. I actually laid in bed today, and I was like, hey, that was a fluke. That was your fault.
Won't happen again.
It won't happen again.
You want to prank call someone right now?
No.
So let me ask you.
I told your dad, I was like, I'm not a big prank caller. Turns out I'm a huge prank caller. I love prank calls.
Do you have a new number now?
Yeah, 310.
No. You're wearing the Barstool Sports shirt. You were just on. You told a story about the goat.
What about the goat? Oh, about stealing a goat. Yeah.
You stole a goat.
What?
Yeah. We did maybe the greatest television project no one has ever seen.
Greatest of all time, I think.
It was yes. It was by Boone and Murray. It was me, Theo Vaughn, and Brett Ernst. And we started a fraternity. And this is kind of back in the Wild West days of reality programming before the Kardashians, like right when they were starting to pop.
So you should know that Bunamori is the production company of Kardashians
Yes.
and Real World.
And Real World, Road Rules, all that. So they said, let's just do it. So we just started a fraternity for real.
But no, without being in school.
Without being in school, we're like, hey, are you a lost man? Do you kind of find like your life sucks? Come hang out with us for a weekend. We're starting a fraternity. We just put it out in, we just put it out on like Craigslist.
Craig Space.
Craigslist, yeah. And we got a lot of replies. And I say this respectfully, but a lot of very broken men. And then we moved them.
How many people showed up?
20, 25.
Yeah.
And we moved them into a house in the hills. And
the hills of what?
Of Hollywood, in this huge house and at a waterfall. And me, Theo, and Brett created they gave us we could do whatever we wanted. And so we're like, well, we need to throw a party. And they're like, how are we going to get people to come? And we're like, why don't we just get prostitutes and porn stars? So we said prostitutes and porn stars.
So why is that different than any other party in the Hollywood Hills?
It got so out of control so quickly. And like nothing, it was so underproduced. It was like, and I'm no disrespect to Murray, but it was just such a Wild West. So one of the things they did, they had scheduled like that we would go steal a goat. And so
but that was scheduled? That's the one thing they scheduled?
They're like, we're gonna get you guys this big tour bus and it'll take you guys out to the house. And on the way there, you guys need a mascot. So steal a goat. It was our idea, and they just arranged a farm where we could take a goat. Well, we got drunk, and we were like, take it right here. So we took it right, and then we're like, all right, guys, we're getting a mascot. We're stealing a goat. And we broke into someone's farm for real and stole a real goat.
Wait, you said it was set up.
You thought...
And then we put it on the bus, and the producer came, and he's like, all right, so you're going to have him pull over like 2 blocks. That's where you're going to find the goat. And we're like, the goat's on the bus. And he was like, we're not there yet. And we're like, no, we got it. And he was like, no, that's not our goat. And we're like, we really just stole a goat? Like, oh, fuck, just go. And then we had a goat. Like, we had already planned, we'd pick it up, and then we'd take it, and we'd use some shots for it, and then they'd come get it. We had a goat. We had a goat in a house in the hills on a tennis court. Just because
there was no one to pick it up.
We got prostitutes and porn stars to come party with us, and like this is like an hours into the first day, the first moments, and this guy comes up and he's like, I just cheated on my fiance.
I just what?
I just cheated on my fiance. And we're like, I don't know what to tell you, man. He's like, I think I'm ruining my life. I mean, it was like so crazy. Like one guy had PTSD, had been back from Iraq, and he was just like, you could tell he was really dealing with it. And it was just such a fucking shit show that we like. It was so funny.
Where is the tape?
I tried to buy it from Bun and Murray, and they wouldn't. I remember the sound guy came up to me and he goes, hey man, I'm pretty sure your buddy's getting his dick sucked in the bathroom. And I'm like, what? And he goes, here, gives me the headsets, and I'm just hearing
Oh my God.
I'm like, we can't use any of this. Like, we were just thinking it was the most aggressive, hilarious, funniest, no one will ever see it show that me, Theo Vaughn, and Brett Ernst, we went and played powder puff football with a group of women who had pads on. And so we get out there.
Football pads.
Football. They were wearing football
Not
pads.
like Kotex.
No. They were like women.
Because if you get them at the end of the month, they play a lot rougher.
And
Sorry.
And we get out there and we go to play, and they're like, hey, they're wearing pads. And they're like, yeah, I know. The joke is you guys are going to get, really lit up by these girls. And we're like, okay. And so we go and they're just women. They're a little smaller than us, and they're into football, but they're not
smaller.
They're not. Yeah, there were a couple that were big, but they're most just women. And so we're like, well, are we supposed to be getting hurt? And they're like, yeah, act like you're getting hurt. And then one of the producers is like, no, it's a fucking game. Play the way you want to fucking play. And Brett Ernst played college football, and he was like, all right, gather around. I better see dead whores all over this place.
Oh my God.
And we leveled these women. I mean, it was like Ike Turner drunk on coke, just wham, clotheslining her. It was the funniest. It was such a great show.
I got to see it.
No one will ever see it.
There is tape.
Oh yeah, I tried to buy it, and this is when I had no money. I was like, I'll give you $25,000 for the Masters because it's the funniest thing I've ever done. I did so many pilots. There was a thing I would do pilots that they would go, we want Bert to be Bert, and that was the mantra. And then when they got that version of Bert, it was too much. and so my wife used to say, like, they think they're ordering a spicy salmon when they get Bert being Bert. What they're getting is a turducken. It's a lot more complicated. So like we had a show
He's got 2 daughters, by the way.
Oh yeah, we had a show one time where Tom Segura. This is before Tom Segura was Tom Segura, right?
Right.
He was just my buddy.
Right.
I got a show on Comedy Central where I would take people home after they're drunk on a drunk bus. They'd play a game show drunk, and they'd win money.
Right.
The first thing they did is they'd blow into a blood alcohol thing, and whatever they blew, we'd add 100 to it, and that's what they started their thing with. So we didn't realize we were setting people up to go, we'd blow, and they go, hold on, give me a minute. I'll go into the bar and get it higher, because they were getting $100 for every point they go higher.
Yes.
And we had people come in, I'm talking blackout drunk. And my favorite, and there's a million, I mean, people said the most regrettable things that you could ever imagine. We had a dude and a girl on their like 3rd date, and we're like, have you ever had sex with an animal? And he goes, I blew a squirrel once when I was a kid. And we were like, what? He goes, it fell out of a tree. And we were like, so you thought sucking his dick was We had 3 guys. And we said, we were doing a game. Tom Segura, by the way, Tom Segura came in and fired the head writer. He was just going to be an assistant. Fired the head writer and took over the entire writing. So the writing was in Tom Segura's sensibility with my voice.
Oh my
It
gosh.
was the funniest. He played a game called Smash or Pass. No. It was Lick It or Stick It. We put a picture of, this is so politically incorrect right now. I understand that. It was a picture of a female celebrity, and you had to guess, were they a lesbian or were they straight? And we had these 2 Mexican guys in there, and they were just like, I don't know who any of these guys people are. Then we bring 3 dudes, and one of the ones comes up is Jamie Lee Curtis, who it's been rumored was born both, right?
Right.
So we go, lick it or stick it. And it's Jamie Lee Curtis. And the guy goes, stick it. My dad fucked her. We're like, what? And he goes, yeah. I go, for an extra $300, get your dad on the phone and find out if she was born a man. He's like, okay. So he calls his dad. It was the most out of control show you could ever.
Where is this show?
So Zoe Friedman, Zoe Friedman told me this. They played it, and it was the funniest fucking pilot you've ever seen. I mean, I'd go.
That was for Comedy Central.
For Comedy Central, I'd go, hey, ladies, for $100, one of my favorite things is lipstick. And the girl goes, you want me to put it on her with my tits? And we're like, that's how, for $100, please do that. And then they just do it, and you're like, here's $100. I mean, it was such a great show. And so they went they do all their upfronts, they do all their shows they're going to potentially put on the air. And they pour a shot of tequila, and they're like, let's watch the best show we have coming out this year. And they put it on, and everyone's like, that's literally, they're like, what? Let's order 30 episodes. It is perfect. And their ad sales guy's like, I cannot sell that. And they're like, what? He goes, who the fuck do you think is going to put advertising? I mean, it's just like, it's the most, it was the most irreverent show you could ever hope to watch.
Isn't that what Comedy Central should be, though?
It should, it should be. But I think at the time they were winning with like niche, alternative comic sketch shows like the Demetri Martins and Amy Schumer's, and that was what was winning for them. And something like this was very lowbrow. It was me and Segura's sensibility, and
I love that.
It was so good. It was just me and Tom the whole time. Tom would write the idea. He'd give it to me. I'd do it.
Were you guys just buddies before
Yeah.
you were in comedy?
Yeah.
Did you know each other before you were both in comedy?
No, I met him. We were both working with another comic, Jay Moore, and
I know Jay.
Yeah, and Jay walked in, and Tom was in the green room at the Brea Improv, and Florida State was on the TV, and Jay didn't know Tom, and I didn't know Tom, and we walked in, and I was like, "Hey, you're watching Florida State?" And he was like, "I grew up in Florida." I go, "I grew up in Florida." He goes, "Florida State's my team." I said, "That's my team." And he went, "Yeah." And he said, "I have $100 on this." And Jay walked in and he goes, "You have $100 on a game and you're a host?" And Jay goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "You're a fucking moron," and walked out. And I go, "Hey, welcome to the tour." And then just that camaraderie of that ball busting between me, him, and Jay at the time. Tom and I got really, really close. And then we're like, yeah.
So you were both Florida State, not the University of Florida. That's the
Florida.
rival.
Yeah, that's the rival. Yeah, I went to Florida State. Tom didn't go to Florida State. He went to some small college in North Carolina.
Who are the Gators?
That's University of Florida.
Right.
Did you do Greater Growl?
I did the Gator Growl.
I think I was at that.
Were you?
I think I was.
Why would you be at that? That would
Because
be-
you still went to those. Like, especially, I think you did it in like 80,
I did it like in the early, maybe 90.
maybe 90.
Yeah, but it was the biggest audience I've ever played. It was 80,000
people
in the stadium, and it was tradition to have a comic every year do it. Did you ever? Well, you wouldn't do it, right?
So I think I did. This sounds crazy, but I think I might have done Powwow.
I did Powwow, which is I did that too, but
The
that
one
was
in Florida.
indoor.
Indoor.
That was indoor.
It's less. It's like 10,000
inside an arena.
inside an arena. So I did Powwow this year. I think I did Powwow. I'm not certain if I did or not, but I performed at homecoming at Florida State. But I don't think it was set up as Powwow. But I saw Bobcat Goldthwait do Powwow. I saw Adam Sandler do Powwow. And I want to say I saw you because we would go. We would go.
You probably saw me at Powwow.
I probably saw you at Powwow.
Yeah.
But we would go down to Gator Growl because they had big comics come on.
Right.
I want to say like Carrot Top did it.
Yep. Cosby.
Really, it was 80,000. It was such. Now I look back and I go,
It's crazy.
I mean, I can't imagine.
How do you do that? How do you perform in front of 80,000 people? That's
It wasn't fun, but it's great to say that you did it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not really fun because, and also it's really hard to work the crowd. You and Rose C.
I watched Bobcat try to work the crowd, and they just started yelling, "Play Freebird."
Yeah. When did the whole thing with you with no shirt start?
It started, I guess maybe 10, 15, 12 years maybe ago. I don't know really. What happened?
But that's
was,
your signature.
What happened was I would get on the road and Thursday would be a bummer of a show for me because I would think Thursday night you got a whole weekend ahead of you. And especially if your numbers were low, you'd be like, "Ugh, this is gonna be a long week." And I would find that if I didn't do something to change my personality about that, I would almost bring that energy with me on stage. So I started ripping my shirt off and killing a beer on Thursday, ripping my shirt off, and then I'd throw it back on. And then I just started ripping my shirt off on every show. When I got on stage, I'd rip it off, kill a beer, and it made me giggle. I'd play Ram Jam, Black Betty, and it would make me giggle. And I'd go, "This is what it should be." And then one night I was at the Columbus Funny Bone and I ripped my shirt off. I killed a beer and I forgot to put it back on. And I just got in something interactive and someone in the back, I went, "Oh, I haven't put my shirt on." I went to put it on. There's this woman in the back. She goes, "Keep it off." And so I kept it off.
sexy.
I got off stage and someone I really respected, a comedian I really respected, said to me, "That's really impressive. You just did an hour with no shirt." He's like, "Imagine how those jokes would work if you had a shirt on." Like, that was distracting. And then I said, "Oh, what I'll do," because I'd heard that George Carlin before a special would grow a beard because it was harder to be funnier with a beard than right before the show, especially shave it off. And then it was all of a sudden it was like swimming in overalls, you know?
Right.
And so I was like, what I'll do is I'll stand up on the road with my shirt off. And then when I go to a special and I put on a suit or a collared shirt, I'm going to be a monster because I've been doing it shirtless all this time. And then I went to go do my Showtime special and I realized, oh, I'm not really comfortable in a shirt. Like I've been doing,
It's like the sweatpants.
yeah, I was like, I'm really uncomfortable in a shirt. And Showtime told me, they were like, "Hey, I just giving you a heads up. We're doing 2 shows. You should do one in a shirt because I think that you're going to want to do one in a shirt. You're giving people a reason to change the channel. Like when you rip your shirt off, there's a big swath of America that's going to be like, oh, that's not what I'm interested in. And they're going to change the channel."
Everybody loves tits. And it doesn't matter whose they are.
I wish you could tell that to those people at Showtime that year because I had the lowest rated special they had ever done. No one watched it. It was like they give you a list of all their specials and
Right.
It was at the bottom. But then what happened is I took that machine clip. I took a bunch of clips from that special and I posted them on Facebook. And the machine story went viral. And because I was shirtless, all of a sudden that was like a marketing thing.
Right.
And so like I remember very shortly after that, I was at the airport, the American Airlines Admirals Club, and a woman sat down next to me and she goes, Hey, I know you. And I was like, I don't think you do. She's like, where did you grow up? I went to high school with you, right? And I was like, I went to an all-boys Catholic high school. She was like, no, I know you. How do I know you? The bartender's watching this. Then she just goes, oh, I didn't recognize you with your shirt on. And the bartender lit up like, what? She's like, you're Bert. And I was like, yes, I am. She goes, oh my God, I love you. And I was like, oh yeah. And now it's like, I remember when it started really popping and like, I did my Hey Big Boy, no, Secret Time with my shirt off. And it did really well. And Segura called me laughing hysterically. And he's like, you are going to have to be shirtless until you're fucking 70. We're going to do something at the Mark Twain Awards, and you're going to be fucking 70 years old, and you're going to go, hey, guys, and rip your shirt off at 70. He goes, you got to be shirtless for the rest of your fucking life.
You guys are amazing together. And I can't remember what his name is. The director, I did this show, what's the show? The Kardashian, the fake brother.
Oh, Kirby.
Kirby Jenner. And
Oh, yeah.
the director of that shot something with you and Tom where you thought it was a promo with just you did the video. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What is that?
No. I remember it. He's such an asshole. I did a dance video. So I did a dance video for $1,200. I hired a teacher, and she taught me a hip hop dance.
Yeah.
We used to do these Sober October. Sober October was a big thing with me, Joe.
What is that under? Because I'll put it up for a second. What is how do I the dance video, the
Bert
original one?
Wow, maybe.
Bert Wow.
Bert Kreischer, Wow.
Yeah, put that up for just a second. So you were a pretty good dancer. I was amazed.
Okay, this is it.
Is that it? That's
it,
the
yeah.
original one, right?
That's it. So
Play
yeah.
that. Play that for a second, just so you can. You hired a choreographer.
I hired a choreographer.
We'll get rid of the ad.
We used to do for Sober October every year. We would do a challenge. Me, Joe, Ari, Tom. We'd do a challenge, whether it was hot yoga or tracking our calories or tracking our heart rates. This is my choreography.
That's the choreographer. That's amazing. You're watching it on YouTube. You just got to see. It's amazing.
So I said to the guys, hey, this next Sober October, let's all practice a hip hop dance, and then at the end of October, we'll all present our dances on YouTube, and people can vote who is the best dancer throughout the month.
Right.
And Joe's like, I'm not doing that, and so I was like, okay, but I really like the idea of learning a hip hop dance. I think they're really fun. I watch them online all the time.
Right.
And so
you are a good dancer.
I hit up this woman.
I'm a judge. I know.
D, I forget her name.
D,
I know her name.
D, really good dancer.
Dee.
D, and I hit her up and I said, hey, I'm a big fan. Me and my daughters will watch her dance. I said, can you teach me a dance? And so she taught me a dance, and then I put my tour dates up at the end of it. It's $1,200, and I announced my tour with this video.
Right.
And it's sold out every date immediately, and then it's added shows, and then I added like up to 4 shows in some markets.
From the
and it was
dance.
from one dance. Yeah, at the end. Go scroll to the very end, and you'll see I imagine. Yeah.
Okay, I get it now.
Yeah. So at the very end, and so
Show added, and these are
by
big
the way,
venues.
this is before. This is the announcement. We had shows added. All of a sudden, everything's sold out.
and they're big.
Everything-
Some of them are big venues, right?
Oh
Wait,
yeah.
then
yeah.
did you have to dance to do
No.
on these shows?
No. And so I posted it. I sold out everything. I sold out more shows. I sold out like more shows after that.
What's the biggest audience you played to?
I don't know, 12,000 maybe.
Yeah,
And so
multiple shows.
yeah, and so then Tom
Mhm.
saw this video, and everyone's like, I can't believe how good of a dancer Bert is. And Tom got livid. He was like, he's not a good dancer. He's like, I'm a really good dancer. He's not a good dancer. So Tom is, and this is the thing, this is the difference between me and Tom. I take things, I like things to try it and get it done and see if it works and then be done. Tom likes to focus on things and really put effort into it. Which it's why your mom's house and Two Bears One Cave are so big. Is if it was just me, Tom and I would do it out of a backyard by a trash can.
Right.
But Tom likes to really add. He likes to really
I love that show.
do things to the 10th degree.
I wish you would have
So
called me. I wanted to be on that show.
Tom spent $60,000 on a music video. I mean, pull up Tom's Segura dance video, and you'll see the difference in production.
But tell them about how they got.
So
Before we play it, this is.
I didn't know at all that he was doing a dance video at all. I just did my dance video, and then it went viral, and I went great. And then Tom gets a director. He's hired a high-end director. He's got a whole.
He
crew.
directed the Kirby Jenner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I met him, and I saw this. He had just finished it when it hadn't even aired yet when he showed me it.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
And he goes, and Tom says, "Hey man, we want to do new promos for Two Bears, just like a new promo package at the beginning. Can you sit with this guy Rami? I think is his name.
Rami.
And he goes, and he's just going to do some facial shots to you." And I was like, "Sure." So he's like, so they didn't even put a mic on me, and I just didn't even notice, and I started doing all these promos, and then at the end of the
He thought they
video,
were, and he would tell you different expressions.
he'd go, look sad, and I'd be like, oh, and he'd be like, look like you just got stabbed, and I'm like, oh. And he's like, look like, and they have.
And you never questioned?
I never questioned any of it.
For your promo for your show.
Tom goes, I'm gonna go run home real quick, and I'll go after you. I'll let you get out of here quick. I was like, oh, thanks. So I stayed for an extra 45 minutes. Tom just went home. He never came back. There was no promo.
There was no
I sat
promo.
for 45 minutes doing facial expressions for a $60,000 competition video where I get stabbed in the end, and my shirt says machine, and then it's got a jar that says vodka, and it's like. And
now watch this video.
His video, mind you, like take a look at the production value.
Yeah.
He's got hair, makeup.
This is a challenge to you. Watch. They put his face on that guy.
Yeah.
That's his face from the promos. Look.
Watch me. Watch me. Watch me. Watch me. Do it back.
Watch.
Do it back. Do it back. Do it back.
Fuck you, Bert.
Watch. Wait, did you throw? Oh, look,
Hey,
look.
That was crazy. But I was kidding. You're my best friend, and I love you.
These are all the voice faces. I did all these faces.
He doesn't
Watch
say.
me.
He starts stabbing him.
That's my face. That's my real reaction to being stabbed. Now look at this jackass. Takes my idea and does the same fucking thing. And guess what? He added fucking 3rd and 4th shows to every single one of those. So then here's where I bit myself in the ass. So now type in Bert marching band. So then all of a sudden my team says, well, shit, with Bert's marketing ideas, we can really do bigger venues, right? Because he can. So I.
Which one?
So then I just started doing. I hire a marching band and I go $1,200. Have them come to my house. This is the making.
How come
of,
everything you do is $1,200?
$1,200. $1,200. Marching band shows up at my house, and so
Watch.
this is the pro. Do the. That's it. I think.
This one?
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Bert Kreischer, the Machine! Super excited to announce my 2020 Birdie Boy US Tour. Pre-sale starts right now. Go to BertBertBert.com and use the promo code BirdieBoy before general on sale starts this Friday. Let's give a little razzle-dazzle, boys!
Dates are going by. There's a marching band in your backyard. You're wearing a Speedo. How did this sell?
Sold out everything within the first 30 minutes.
So then what happened to that? What is the answer?
So then they're like, well, fuck, you want to do Red Rocks? And I was like, what's 10,000 seats? And they're like, yeah, you can sell it. I was like, but they're like, just come up with a video. So then fucking Red Rocks. I'm like panicking, right? I don't have the video. I've sold like 5,000 tickets, like 2 months out. And I do my movie and I blow out my thing. So I go,
what'd you do? You hurt your elbow?
I did a movie and I ripped all my tendons off my arm. So I had to go in for surgery. And I go, I'm talking to the cardiologist the night before surgery. And he goes, so I said, is there anything? He goes, do you have any music you want to go under to? I go, I can go under it. And he goes, it should be fun, man. I said, I'll tell you what, can I not count backwards from 100? Can I just have my cell phone? I'm going to promote my Red Rock show. And then you put me under as the thing. And then, so type in Bert Red Rocks. And then that.
This is you going into real surgery?
Going into real surgery. I don't know where you'll find it. You might have to surgery.
Red Rocks Amphitheater promo. Put Red Rocks promo.
I'm going into surgery right now. We're playing Creedence Clearwater Revival. Perfect way to go under. I have a great team around me. But what I want to tell you for real, while I lay here on this gurney and panic, is Red Rocks, September 8th. I will be performing at Red Rocks. Get your tickets at BertBertBert.com. Jimmy Buffett's there the night before and the night after. I can't wait to do Red Rocks. I have invited my anesthesiologist who's going to be attending. I love you guys. God bless. I'll see you on the other side.
So I go into surgery and I just grab my phone and I do one take and my nerve block falls in and my arm collapses. And I go, shit. So I grab it with the other thing and now he's got me in. They're rolling me in. And I was like, as I'm laying here on this bed, about to go under anesthesia and go into surgery, I'm nervous. I'm scared. There's one thing I want to tell you. Red Rocks, September 9th. I will be performing there the night before and after Jimmy Buffett. My anesthesiologist goes, I love Jimmy Buffett. And I go, you want to come? And he's like, I'd love to come. He's like, oh, yeah, great. And then he puts me under, the phone falls. And then I posted it, sold out Red Rocks. It's like all you needed to do.
Your life is a promo.
Well, here's where I connect with you. So you guys were doing a podcast with Theo, and you made a comment, and she goes, I don't know if your dads are supposed to make that joke. My life is an open book, and I share everything. And I always wonder, like, how that, like, when you do this with your daughter, because I shared my daughter's first periods on Conan. I shared.
When you say you shared them,
yeah,
you just, how old are your girls now?
I don't know.
Okay.
15 and 17.
So that's a more embarrassing. At 15 and 17, well, actually started from 14 to 22. This young lady hated.
Not 22.
21? 20?
No.
19?
Until I went to college.
She hated me.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's, hold on. Oh my God. That's what I'm going through. So
my daughter hates you?
No.
Do you hate him, Jackie?
I don't even know you.
I'll tell you, want to know something crazy?
No, but I ended up in therapy because of it. She hated me. It was horrible.
My daughters, I'm learning a lot because my behavior when they mess up, my behavior of how I reacted when they mess up, like little typical kid stuff, sneaking out or whatever. My reaction was up here.
Yeah.
So then I forced them into a paradigm where they had to then lie to me because that
was our life. Is the older one more mad at you than the younger?
Yes.
Yeah, because you're learning. Yeah, I'm the oldest.
Okay. So the oldest one right now, there's my daughters. See, that's our Christmas card.
Yeah, look how mad she is. That was me my whole life.
Yeah. So
so much so that she wouldn't even mention that I was her father.
Oh,
do you know that? She had a girlfriend in her house once. How old were you?
That was younger.
She lets people come to her house, and my oldest won't have her friends over to our house.
She didn't.
When he went on tour, when he went out of town, my friends came over. Yeah.
Wow.
Only when my mom was home.
That is a mirror to my family.
Yeah.
Well, your future is you're going to be doing a podcast with your daughter.
My daughter, Georgia, is hilariously brilliant. So smart. And
we're exactly the same.
She's not. I mean, when I went to the Kings game with them, that Kings picture.
Yeah.
They brought me over to do an interview, and of course I ripped my shirt off and drank a beer and started banging on the glass, going "Tarps off for the boys," and the hockey players are all laughing, and it's a great moment. Then I get back, and my daughter's like, "I got to sit next to you for the rest of this game. Like you're the one who just ripped his shirt off, killed a beer." And sort of everyone's staring at us, and I was like, "Yeah, I know. What are you worried about?" She's like she doesn't.
Is she dating?
I don't know. I don't know.
You really don't know?
I really don't know.
The 17-year-old?
I don't know.
Are you okay?
You didn't know what I was doing.
No. But does it scare you that she'd go out with?
I don't know. I haven't really thought much about. I kind of shut down. I shut down because I know that if she heard me talk, she's very litigious about what gets shared.
Litigious? She has a lawyer?
No, that's the way, like, certain things she's not cool with me sharing.
You just told me you shared her period.
I did. Well, that's how I learned.
What did you say?
So Georgia, my oldest, when she got her period, it was very traumatic. She's a very sensitive child. So when she got her period, she realized her childhood was over.
Right.
And she wasn't ready for it to end that day. And she came in and to Leanne and started crying and said, I'm not ready to be a big girl today. Like, I'm not ready. I need a couple more days playing with dolls.
I get that.
And yeah, but because I get it. And I think it's a beautiful moment. And that's why I want to share it with you.
A beautiful moment.
Meaning like it's an insightful moment for a child to have upon the entry into womanhood. It's an insightful moment. So I want to share that with you because I think it's interesting and cool.
It is.
And then it tags even better because Isla witnessed Georgia go through that and go, that shit's not happening to me. I'm not going to deal with it like that. So Isla got her period and she threw herself a period party. She
two different people come from the same home.
She called me up. She goes, hey, she told me when Georgia got her period, Isla got in the pool with me. She goes, just so you know, I'm not getting my period. And I was like, good luck with that. And so then one day she called. She goes, it happened. I tried to stop it, Dad. It happened.
They didn't tell me. Did
Yeah.
you tell me when you got your period?
No,
No.
I didn't tell anyone.
Yeah. George and then Isla was at school and she goes, I need you to go to the store. And
Why is she calling you and not her mother?
Leanne was out. They called the house. Isla had gone to the principal or whatever, the infirmary. She got her period, right? She goes to the infirmary or whatever the thing and says, hey, I need to go to my locker and get my go bag. My mom gave me a go bag. I got my period. And they're like, do you need to call parents? She called the house, called me. And I answered and she was like, hey, we're just giving you a heads up. I got my period, but I need you to go to the store. And I was like, for what? And she goes, I need you to get a red velvet cake because I'm throwing a period party tonight. And I was like, what the fuck is that?
Red velvet cake?
She goes, Dad, by everything red, we're throwing a period party. I'm inviting 10 girls and 2 boys. And I was like, what are you talking about? What the fuck's a period party? She goes, Dad, I'm going to celebrate it. I'm going to name my period. We're going to have a party. All the girls know, but the boys won't know why they're there. And
how do you choose the boys?
2 boys, Max Carter, they were there. They don't know why they were there. I put it on Instagram. I put it all on Instagram because it was fucking hilarious. So I went and got a red velvet cake. I got spaghetti and meatballs. I got red Kool-Aid. I got red wine. I got everything red. Everything was red. Everyone wore red except for the 2 boys. And the boys were like, what the hell? Why is everyone wearing red? And the girls were laughing hysterically. And then we brought out the cake and she named her period Jason because she got it on Friday the 13th. And so these boys are like, who the fuck is Jason? And they're eating red velvet cake. It's all over their faces. And the girls are crying, laughing. And so I thought it was a brilliant story.
I think it's brilliant.
To share of how one sensitive, insightful, my poetic daughter, Georgia, my one will be a writer, versus my party animal, Isla, who's like, fuck that. I'm throwing a period party.
Ship off the old block, that one.
So I shared it on Conan and without really thinking, it was a good story, and I'm in the
middle. You're sharing it now.
Yeah. Well, I put it on my special because I shared it on Conan, and they were like, and I was like, guys, I talk about your period party. You know how sometimes you'll tell a bit to your kids and go, I talk about you in one of these bits, and then you forget, I talk kind of all over the map about you. Oh shit! And so I was like, I talked about your period party on Conan, and I was like, wait, you talked about my period on Conan? And I was like, well, no, your period party. And she goes, that was my period. I said, well, you're going to like it. It's good. Conan loved it. And then I tell it. And then her first reaction was, Georgia was like, why did you have to tell anything about me? And I was like, because the fact that you were so sensitive about it highlights Isla's.
We needed you for the setup.
You're the setup.
You're the leverage to the humor.
Without you, I can't do Isla. She just looks like a lunatic. And so then Isla started watching. And Isla goes, she hits pause on the TV and she goes, you're making fun of me. I said, no, I'm not. She goes, no, you are. You're making me look like I'm weird for doing this. And I go, hold on, baby, it is weird. Like, no, not a lot of people think this way. So I'm not making fun of you. I'm just highlighting that you're different. And I go, trust me.
I'm highlighting you're different.
Yeah.
I'm not making fun of you.
And so
that's another way of saying I'm making fun of you.
They watched it and it was kind of mixed. They were like, it was cool. It's good. I'm glad. And then next morning I had 20 emails. And then the day after that I had 120. And then the day after that I had like 700. And the clip went viral, like 20 million views within the first week.
And you sold out Red Rocks.
And but little girls were having their parents hit my email and say, and the little girl would write letters to Isla. Thank you so much for letting your dad share your story.
Oh.
My older sister was like Georgia, and we threw a period party last night and welcomed Doug into our family. And so all the little girls were naming their periods. And then Isla read these and was like, oh, this is a good thing. And I said, yes. The whole time I thought it was good. And I thought it should be shared because if George is going through that,
you are the most amazing backpeddler. You really are.
Yes. You nailed it.
It is good. It is good for the young women.
Every one of my stories is me talking out my ass about something, and then someone going like I guarantee you, Theo Von and Brett Ernst will be like, I don't want to be attached to that show we did. Stop telling people about it.
But it's going to sell. You know now it's going to sell again.
I don't think before I talk. I just talk.
And that's why you're as big as you are.
And that's why now you're the face of women empowerment everywhere.
Well, you know what's so funny is I did that period party story on in Australia. Like the big Australian news show. They came in and they asked me, your daughter's threw a period party. And I told it. And one of the men, an older white man on the show, was very disapproving. And he chastised me on air. And he basically said women aren't supposed to speak about their periods, and the feminists rose up. I was in Australia doing a tour, and feminists were like, "Fuck you," and it was like all of a sudden I was face of feminism where I'm not, I've never have been ever. I'm not the best for that. But all these women are like, "Yes, Bert, yes, King," or whatever, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Bert, you changed the world.
I changed the world
for women.
Yeah,
it is amazing. I always thought it was amazing anyway. The whole period thing.
It's interesting the parallels. I bet that
the dynamics.
Oh.
How do you feel about putting period blood on your face?
I'm for it. For like under my eyes, for the bags under my eyes.
You know, the fact that you're not, you can't just stop there.
What?
No, I'm stopping there.
No, wait. Oh no, I want to hear.
No, that's it.
We had she brought up a couple of podcasts ago. There is a woman out there. You want to pull that up? The woman, is it on Instagram? What is it on?
I don't think we should explain it.
Yeah. There's a woman who says that it's very healthy. I'm fascinated by.
For it.
I actually think it is female empowerment, to be honest with you, even to talk about that. I talked about it at one point in my act, the fact that, can you imagine if it was normal, if our nuts bled once a month?
Wait, yours don't?
A little. No, but if our nuts were bleeding, wouldn't you wouldn't go out?
No.
No, it would be that would be traumatic, right?
I had a friend who had herpes, and he was telling me what herpes was like, and I was like, I didn't think it would be that bad. Oh my God, that just scared the shit out of me. I would love some Kool-Aid. Oh, creepiest fucking thing in the world.
Kool-Aid?
No, the body outfit.
That's
Cindy.
It looks like a sex doll.
But this is the Kool-Aid. It's Cindy.
I love Kool-Aid.
He loves
I'll
Kool-Aid.
take Kool-Aid.
We know that.
Tropical no, not peach.
Where did we get Kool-Aid?
Cherry.
Pardon me?
Punch.
Really? That's the question? But I was talking about, don't you find it fascinating that women are bleeding from their groin area, yet life just continues? They throw parties and they, like we wouldn't. We're, I think, wusses. Women are.
Whoa. She puts it all over her face.
Yeah, look, there she is. And she speaks about it in a way. She actually contacted us about being on the show. That's why you were talking about periods. She puts it on and she's serious about it. Give him a little context.
I haven't seen this video.
Oh, there's a different one?
Yeah.
If you've never been here before, my name is Bert Lynn. Hello, I'm a self-study entrepreneur, and I'm going to be opening up about self-love. So
an entrepreneur.
I thought what better
She's an entrepreneur.
Oh, wait.
Die on the news.
Hold on.
And I'm
Hold
sure.
on.
How did she get her?
What?
Where is that whole bowl filled with period blood?
Yeah.
Yes.
It depends whose period blood it is.
No, it's her own.
Oh, it's her own period blood.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Doesn't that
well,
make
I'd have
sense?
to get someone else's, obviously.
Right.
I bet there's a lot of women I'd be like, yeah, I'm into that. Like Charlize Theron, if she was like, hey, you want to cover your face with my period blood? I'd be like, I'm fine with that. But then there's some women that I'd be like, I'm gonna hard pass on that. Like there's a lot of women. I guess it's Jennifer Aniston. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
You want to do it for me?
I got a hard pass on all of them.
Are you serious?
Yes.
No.
Yes, but I can tell.
Good question, Jackie.
You tell true stories in your
Yeah.
comedy. Your act is based on truth, right?
Yeah.
I can't do that. I cannot do that. I'm not good at that. Although one time I was driving in Hollywood and I got to a red light and I stopped at a red light and this black SUV pulled up right next to me at the red light, and across the intersection another black SUV rolled up and stopped at the red light.
You want to finish the story later? Who are you saying call? You could talk to me. What?
We were just saying we have a bunch of submissions about prank calls we could make.
He doesn't like prank calls, he said.
I found out with you. I loved them. Remember?
Oh, you want to do one?
Remember?
Oh, yes.
Remember I was like, I don't like prank calls. You're like, really? And then we ended up.
No, we
about how
ended it,
much I loved them.
and that's what we did. So these are because a lot of these people saw me on your podcast, and we said that you were coming in. They had prank ideas for you and me to do.
I love that.
Do you want to see what they are? Okay, so this is somebody named Tillman. I use in everyday life. Whenever I hang up customer service, I always say I love you to see what they do. Also, when canceling something.
Oh, can I tell you a great prank call?
Yeah.
Call a number, and I've done this in real life. I had an uncle, Timmy, very old when I lived in New York, and I would call him every Thursday because he was very old. He was an alcoholic. And then one day I called, and it was a regular phone number and for like a landline, and they said he was dead.
Oh, that's funny.
They told,
that's funny. Oh, is that? It's not finished.
And then I would just keep calling. I would keep calling every week. And then I forgot. Then like the next week later, I called again, and as it was ringing, she answered. I went, "Oh, I forgot he was dead." And then
so you're saying Timmy was the alcoholic?
I made her say it again. I made her say I was like, hey, I was calling for Timmy, and she goes, "Oh, you haven't heard?" And I was like, let her tell it to me again.
Yeah.
But call up people's number.
We're dead.
And say, hey, call up. It was really morbid. I don't know why I came up with this thought.
No, it's okay. It sounds great. We've never done
someone
it.
who's dead's number and ask for them.
Okay. Do you have any numbers of dead people on you?
Sadly, I do. I don't remember.
Timmy? Should we call Timmy? Uncle Timmy?
Let's do that.
You do have dead people?
Wait, let me understand this. You're going to call up people who have.
By the way, this was a lot better when I thought of it. It's not as good as I
relatives.
pitch it. It sounds really horrible now
You're
that
gonna
I'm
ask
pitching
you-
it.
No. It's
Is
not bad.
John there? John
All right,
is
let's
dead.
call Ralphie's number.
That's the
Ralphie, the comedian.
Ralphie May. Let's ask for Ralphie.
Okay.
Person's going to answer.
Who's answering? It's not a wife, is it?
Someone's got. You don't know someone's got that
Where's
number.
the humor there? I don't see.
We're gonna see. You don't know. A prank call could go sour. Let's call
We're gonna
Ralphie's.
see.
Okay,
Let's call Ralphie's.
Plug it into this.
Ralphie would enjoy this bit.
He's dead.
He's
Ralphie May was a great
So anyway,
comic.
there I was at the
213.
intersection.
No, well, don't say it out loud. Here, just
He's
plug it
dead.
in here.
I
I
think
know.
he's fine.
Plug this into your phone and dial it.
Oh, hold on.
Plug this in and we can hear it. And you'll dial it and then sit back.
Let the fun.
Nope. It doesn't
Here,
read.
here.
It doesn't
You
ring.
got my phone.
Okay, there.
That's Ralphie's number.
Okay.
Like, is this a horrible idea? I kinda
Maybe.
think it's a
I'll
good
tell you.
idea.
I don't know.
We call Ralphie's old number and see if see if they know that it was Ralphie's old number.
But wasn't he married?
Yes.
Oh, we do not want to be calling his ex-wife right now. No, that's not. That's fine. This is one of his bat lines.
Okay. What does a bat line mean?
It's a.
A burner.
What do I press here?
Just press the number.
No, but there's something coming
Have someone
up.
else.
Is this a lightning adapter connection, a pair of headphones? No, right?
Yes,
Or other
yes.
headphones?
This doesn't
Yes.
work.
Yes.
Just call
Say yes.
people that aren't home. It's close. It's close.
All right. We're calling people who are. Are you going to ask?
The number you are trying to call is not reachable. PPS 6180.
Oh, did they shut your phone number off when you die? All right, call the other
I don't know. I haven't done
Call the
this
other
a
one.
lot.
Call the other one. Call the other one.
Yeah, another dead person,
it's
you know?
Ralphie.
No, there's
It's
another
Ralphie.
number on
Ralphie.
there.
Oh,
Another
Is
Ralphie
there?
number.
There's not another Ralphie number.
There's another
And why are
Ralphie
you
number.
surprised that once somebody
I got
dies?
Patrice's number too.
Yeah.
There's
Patrice's
not
number
another
two.
number.
No. Go back to the contacts.
Yeah.
See Ralphie Batline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Want that one?
You got
So
and why are you surprised?
If you die, do they not give your number to another? They don't give your number
The
out.
person you are trying to reach is not
dead.
accepting calls at
Wait, hold on.
The person you're trying to reach is not accepting calls. They're dead.
Wait.
Why
Give
are
me my
you so
phone.
okay?
Because
Why are you so surprised that you can't get in contact with dead people? on the phone?
No. But the point is, it's just a number. Like it gets recycled. Ralphie's been dead for a while. You'd think they'd go put it back in the system, and then someone gets that number. Nick Swardson got rid of his phone number, and then someone got Nick Swardson's phone number. You'd ever heard the story? It's
Nick
really
Swardson's
fascinating.
alive.
No, but Nick Swardson got a new phone number, right? So he
Right.
got rid of his old phone number.
Right.
And then his old phone number went back into the system. Some guy moves to LA, gets a new phone number, and he gets Nick Swardson's old phone number.
Right.
And he gets a text from Paris Hilton. Hey, are you interested in going to a party tonight? It's Paris. The guy's like, first week in Hollywood. He goes, I can't believe this is Paris. He's like, sure, who's this? She goes, ha, Nick, it's Paris. And he goes, great, can you add Doug Smith to the party also? She goes, of course. So this guy, new guy from another story, it's in the news. Everyone knows it. This guy starts going to parties as Nick Swardson because he's got Nick's old phone number.
He went with Paris Hilton. He had his name on the
type
thing.
in.
You know what?
You can type in.
You have gotten rid of your phone number now twice.
No, because I wouldn't give it to anyone because I didn't want anyone to mess
No,
with
I'm
it.
saying call your old number and see if someone else has it, and they're you now.
No, that's my whole point. Once that happened to Nick, I wasn't going to put that back in the system. I didn't want people.
He just stopped using the number.
I stopped using the number. I kept the phone.
He has
But yeah. So wait, because I'm being serious about this. So when you die, they don't put your phone number back in the system. They retire it.
A lot of things happen when you die, and that's one of them.
I don't.
They retire your phone number.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what happens when you die, let alone to your phone. I mean, do you know what happens when you die? Do you believe in life after death? Like, and that you can take calls?
The Celtics used to believe in They were like the hardest warriors ever, and they believed in.
Oh, you're not talking about the NBA team.
No. The Celtics, maybe is how you say it. But they were taken over by Napoleon, or not Napoleon. Julius Caesar, whatever. I don't know. Anyway,
good story.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Sorry, I was trying to sound smart, and I realized how dumb I am. I don't know what I believe in. It keeps me up at night. It wakes me up in the morning.
Are you afraid to die?
I'm more afraid to die than anything in the world. More afraid of death. I think about it. I was having sex with my wife, and I looked in her eyes, and I thought, those will be the last eyes I see when I die.
Wait, you thought you were fucking your wife so hard that you thought you were going to die?
No, I just looked in her eyes, and I thought, it's crazy. I'm looking in these eyes right now. I look in these eyes a lot, and these will also be the last eyes I see as I die. I'll be looking into her eyes.
Is that how you hold back from coming fast?
Yeah. And then I came. Oh, Jesus, I'm dying.
Oh, God.
I'm terrified of death. I'm legit terrified of
No,
death.
so am I. I lie awake
I
at
think everybody's terrified of that.
No, a lot of morons aren't. My dad's like, buddy, when you go, you go.
Your biggest fear of dying is what? That they're going to give away your phone number?
No, that it's well. Now I'm worried about my phone number. I didn't know they retired phone numbers. That's kind of cool.
I don't think they do.
Do you know anyone that's passed that it's cool that we call?
For them to do that, it would have to be somebody
Who doesn't?
Has the job.
Does anybody know any dead people we can call?
I got Patrice's number. Let's call it.
Oh boy. Okay.
No, I don't.
Okay. They changed it. He took it out of your phone when he died.
No. Who else do I know is dead?
Yeah. Let's go over.
You want to do dead people? We want to call dead people? Pranks are always better. When,
hold on. This is a great
when they're, is it?
What's going on?
He's enjoying. I said you want to do a prank call, and now he's going through a list of dead people.
Do you know of any alive celebrities you could call?
And tell
what
them
about
they're dead?
Tom?
Segura?
No.
No. But we don't.
Find my grandma.
Yeah, let's find your grandma. Let's call somebody dead. He's right. He's stuck once. Once Bert decides he.
But wait. Does not anyone know anyone that's dead that we can try calling?
Nobody has any phone.
No one wants
We tried
to.
2 of Ralphie's numbers, and they both turned out like we've had people.
I think that's more amazing to you than it is to anybody else.
Wait, but I thought when you died, your number went back into the system, and then I thought there'd be a period of time when you got a new number, people would be like, is Rick there? And you're like, no. And they're like, well, hold on, this is Rick's number. And then you'd have to go, no, Rick must be dead, man. And then there'd be like a month where you'd be explaining to people that Rick passed. And then you'd have this connection with Rick because you got Rick's old number. You know what I mean?
No, we do.
Yeah.
We
Make
do.
up
That
7
kind of
numbers.
happened. They don't have to die, but
All
I'll
right,
tell
here
you.
we go. My buddy Croy has been passed for a while.
Okay.
I don't know if he'd enjoy this bit, but I'm going to try calling. I've always wanted to call his number.
How many dead people do you have in your phone?
A lot.
In your contacts?
Let's see.
And you can't contact any of these people because nothing happens after you die.
Here we go.
You just die.
A lot happens.
If it.
I can just do it like this.
Okay, you on speaker? It's not even ringing.
Oh, I hope
The phone's dead. The phone died. We don't even hear ringing.
Yeah, it's not even ringing.
Wow.
They retire numbers.
And
they retire numbers.
No,
can't
I
believe
don't think-
they retire numbers.
Retire
No,
numbers. That
I
would
don't
have
think-
to mean that somebody.
you're
has
wrong.
the
I think you're
job
Oh yeah,
wrong.
getting
they
the
couldn't
numbers.
retire numbers. That
No.
would be impossible, right? There's too many
It's
people that
not
die.
like the NBA where they put your sweater up on the wall. They put your phone number
But they
up.
retired both of Ralphie's numbers.
What? Well, Ralphie was
Well,
a big
just not
star. Do you think
yet.
at AT&T they're hanging his phone number up on the wall at the AT&T arena? This was the phone number of the great Ralphie May. Nobody else is getting this phone number ever again.
That would be cool if you got your number retired after you died.
Is
Well,
that-
I would like to die, and then I want my phone number to go right into the system, and I want someone. I should give my phone number to a fan, maybe.
That's a
And
good
then,
idea.
and then, because then
I love that.
people, my friends can.
In fact,
I
you
want to
did
give it to
that
like I want to give it,
19
You have
times.
given your phone number to 15 fans, but they're told not to share it.
and then they get to tell people because there will be people is Bert there, and then you got to go, hey man, I'm so sorry to tell you,
Bert's
Bert's
dead.
dead, and they'll be like, oh, how did it happen? It was like a shark attack.
Well, why don't we just call a fan and tell them that that somebody's dead?
Some kid texted me this morning and said, hey man, I just want you to know, this is on my old phone. Just want you to know, I love you. You're not fat. You're a beautiful person. And I replied to him and realized I just gave him my fucking phone number again.
So let's call him. Can we call him?
Yeah, it's FaceTime.
Let's FaceTime him.
All
You've
my-
got to press
all my
record on it
FaceTime-
so I can put it
all
on
my
the
FaceTimes-
show.
All my FaceTimes go to, like, for whatever reason.
Do you know how to record it? pull it down from the bottom right.
I can give you my
Top.
phone.
Yeah, I will give you the phone, and then we'll use it.
Yeah, screen record and then also plug in.
I will plug in.
Cool.
You give it to me. What you're dialing?
Oh,
Here.
wait. I don't have it.
Oh, he died.
No.
So close. So close.
There's a guy that's called me so much,
Mm-hmm.
and I've talked to him so much that
Yeah.
I've saved him, so I know who he is when he calls.
The story leading up to this call is really boring, so the phone call is going to be boring with pictures.
And he's alive. And he's
It's
alive.
great on my
We always
podcast.
have the chance that he's dead.
Hopefully he's dead. Let's call him. Let's call him. Let's call him.
I got my fingers crossed that he's no longer with us.
Oh my God.
And they've given the number to somebody else. Or they haven't given the number to somebody else so that his daughter, because you said he has a daughter, wouldn't it be great to say she could? It would be so great if the answer was, my father died. Right? That's what you're looking for.
That's the prank call you want.
Call him. Call him.
Here, you call him.
I will. Just dial
It's
it.
right here. It's right here.
Just
It's
press,
FaceTime.
just FaceTime. Press FaceTime. Here we go. Whoa.
Oh, he's getting my new fucking phone number now.
Really?
He may not answer.
He'll answer.
No, that's not record,
Oh.
Dad. You're setting a timer.
Oh.
It unplugged.
This is record.
Go ahead.
That's funny that he wouldn't answer my phone call from a new number.
Dad, he's setting a timer.
So there I am at the intersection, and a black SUV comes towards the same black SUV that's on my driver's side.
Why isn't it plugging in?
Because your case is not letting this.
Oh,
plug
just
in.
take it out of its case.
Wait, take it out of its case and dial it again.
I can't believe that guy would FaceTime me and expect me to answer a number I don't know, but he won't do the same.
Because he's normal.
But I can't help it. I
Why would you answer a strange number? Because you're afraid that
you sound like my wife right now. That's the whole point of a phone. Is she'll times the phone ring and she'll go, I don't know who this is. I go, that's why it rings.
Let me take a guess. Is your extended warranty all paid up? I would imagine it is. You've answered every. Are we calling?
No, I don't. I can't.
Just recall. Go,
I can't.
We
You
can't.
need
You
your
gotta.
face.
You gotta.
For Face ID or your code.
That would be something horrible to do at a funeral. Is
What?
just be like.
Why is everybody
I
dead
don't
with
know.
your stories?
Now this is just to put the face in the phone cast guy. I needed his face for his Face ID.
Stealing the guy's phone because they don't transfer the phone numbers. So if you took his phone and you put the iPhone over the corpse, you can get into his numbers.
Dude,
That's not happening.
What? What's going on?
What's going on?
You know you've gained weight when your face recognition doesn't recognize you anymore.
Okay, but call the last call.
Your face recognition is not working?
I
Oh,
can't
there we go.
believe he would not answer
No,
his
do
phone
screen
call.
record.
He's got to answer now. Now he's got to know it's me.
How will he know it's you?
Because who else does he FaceTime with?
He might be on the
Tom
phone.
Segura.
You think he's
Here
the
he is.
only?
Oh wait, PJ. Hi. Hello.
No, leave a message. It's not.
You can't leave you can leave FaceTime messages now?
No. You could leave a voice message.
Well, why isn't he answering? Maybe because it's FaceTime. He might be naked somewhere.
He probably thinks Bert gave my phone number out.
He doesn't know this phone number.
Oh, he thinks you're.
This is
a guy that wouldn't want his phone number shared. You're
Yeah, right.
okay with sharing your number.
No,
but
I'm not. Not anymore.
No, I know. This is.
I'm still kind of blown away by the dead people thing. Am I
Yeah.
the only one that is this overwhelmed by it?
Yeah.
I don't think.
The fact that you can't get dead people on the phone or even real live fans is a whole.
Yeah, this is crazy.
This is crazy.
All right.
And this is really the last 15 minutes of this podcast. It's so
Yeah.
fucked. It's so bad, but it's good in a way. You can't get anybody on the phone.
I think that the key is you have to start calling them right when they die.
Yeah, right when they.
Do you know anybody who
just
died in the last 2 days? No? Does anybody know any?
Timing is
Why don't we
everything.
call the hospital? Let's call the ICU. Let's call the ICU and we'll say, who's the guy that just died yesterday?
I gotta know
Can
more
I talk
dead
to
people.
him? What?
I gotta know more dead people.
No, you don't.
No.
Isn't it better than the what?
Well, I don't know. That's a great question. What would you rather know? More dead people or more alive people? Because if you know more dead people, that means you've lived a full life. If you know more alive people, it means
Really?
it means you're next.
Really? If you know more dead people, it means you're in a fucking cult. You like Kool-Aid, you know, and I would imagine any one of those people that drank the
By
Kool-Aid
the way,
knew.
this isn't the Kool-Aid I like also. I like the 10-calorie serving packets. Like, I got mocked for drinking a gallon of Kool-Aid a day. I wasn't drinking a gallon of like soul food Kool-Aid. Soul food Kool-Aid is like really sugary. I was drinking the little prepackaged.
Healthy.
Yeah.
The healthy Kool-Aid.
This Kool-Aid is exponentially better than, this is soul food Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
You guys ever been to a soul food restaurant and got Kool-Aid?
No.
It's the best Kool-Aid you'll ever get in your entire life.
You've done so many things that a lot of people haven't done.
Howie, I've done a lot of things.
No.
For a guy with as many fears as I have, it's kind of astounding.
No, but you go to soul food restaurants, drink your Kool-Aid, call dead people every week. I mean, what you do in the course of outside of your illustrious career, period party, your kids.
Do you know who you want speaking at your funeral?
No.
You haven't thought this through?
You've thought it through?
Oh, come on. Of course.
Yeah, he's looking at his wife's eyes during.
49.
And is your family, is it family history? Are your parents alive?
Yeah, I have a cardiologist. Go to a cardiologist every 9 months.
Why?
Because my history of strokes and heart attacks. So that's the thing that's going to get me. So I'm on blood pressure medicine. I do the stress test, the CT. I do all of it to make sure that I'm healthy.
And you've already hired a speaker for the eulogy?
No, but you haven't thought out your funeral? Do you want a funeral? Wait, hold on.
I don't want to die.
Okay, but you, like, I've thought it out. I was thinking for my 50th,
yeah,
I might do a mock funeral.
Did you see that on Curb Your Enthusiasm?
No.
Yeah.
For really did that?
Albert Brooks had Albert Brooks, and I think it was the first episode this season. Albert Brooks decided to have a funeral because you want to hear people say nice things about you. Why are they saying all these nice things when you're gone and you can't hear it? So he was upstairs in his bedroom, and they invited everybody, and they had speakers. It was on the but. You should. Who do you want to speak at your funeral?
Well,
do you want me to?
I would love for you to. You'd be a nice get.
I would. I don't want to. And I'll tell you right to your face. I'm turning it down. I don't want to speak at your funeral.
Did you ever hear Patrice's funeral was apparently amazing?
Yeah. Really?
Like yeah. Everyone, like they said that the people that went up and spoke, it was one of the most amazing experiences anyone was at. And you go, well, I want my kids. I guess my kids don't really give a fuck 'cause their dad's dead, but like I want my life to be celebrated. Because a lot of my
I went to Bob Saget's. That was pretty amazing and sad, and the people that spoke at it were amazing and funny and touching. And I don't know, but who's that for? Once we're dead, who's it for?
It's for I think it's for your kids, right? Like, do you care? Like, would you want your dad to have a funeral?
Who do you want to speak at my funeral?
I don't know. I hate even talking about it.
No, but honestly, Jackie, when I die, who do you want to speak?
I don't want to think about it.
Well, hold on. Now, hang on. You got to think about it because think about it this, right?
Yeah.
Hypothetically, you know who your dad's been close with in comics. What, like if I got up on stage to talk at your dad's funeral, but you'd be like, hold on, he doesn't even fucking know my dad.
No.
Like, yeah, right?
I wouldn't. No. I wouldn't say that. I think I would
I would.
appreciate. No, I would appreciate anyone who had kind words or that he's touched in some way.
But even beyond that, if I was dead,
Uh-huh.
even though you were sad and Bert came up, I know what you would do. You would go, tell the period party story. No, because I want to get my mind off the fact that my father just died.
Yeah.
Like
right?
you'd want like I don't know. I've thought about that. I definitely know that my funeral is going to be on a Tuesday.
Okay.
Because all the comics are in town.
Okay, good.
I'm not going to have a fucking Sunday funeral. No one's going to show up.
No, you're right. That's a tough day. Tuesday, good
think
idea.
this through.
We got this plan.
Yeah, I want to do it. I would like to do it at like the Greek.
Wow, nice venue.
Yeah, like
That is really
Hollywood
nice.
Bowl.
To make sure they're full there, you want to make a video now? Like you don't have to release it until then.
I got a great idea. I know a guy who's got a hologram machine. I wouldn't be shocked to see me pop up out of the casket and go, when I was 22 years old, I got involved with the Russian mafia. Here's how it happened. That's how my funeral ends. That's how my funeral ends.
I do have a hologram machine here in the studio. After we do this podcast, we'll make a hologram of you for the funeral.
And I just pop up, I rip off my shirt, and I go, guys, it's not over. When I was 22 years old, I got involved with the Russian mafia. Here's how it happened. The crowd goes nuts, right? And I tell the whole machine story.
I love that. Oh my God.
What if I What if I recorded a message to be played at my funeral for my family?
That's never happened.
As a hologram.
I love that.
As a hologram.
As a
Oh my
hologram.
God, that's so touching.
If you're seeing this, I'm dead.
Okay.
You don't start. That's a little morbid. but you're like,
But they know it. It's the
I
obvious.
just wanna
That's a
go.
little morbid. We're talking about your funeral.
No, go ahead. What are you
preparing
saying?
for it, but that
I
part
love it.
morbid.
This might
if
be a
nothing
business.
else,
This might be a business model.
Yeah. No,
If
I'm
nothing-
serious.
I would love to speak at my funeral.
if nothing else, we could play this episode of Mike podcast at your funeral.
I would love to speak at my funeral. I would love to speak at my funeral.
We all miss Bert. Here's Howie Mandel does stuff. This is from
No, he wants a
Episode
hologram of
51.
himself speaking. He wants.
Don't you want? What if you just said passing words to the people you loved at your funeral? They didn't know about it, right? All of a sudden, the hologram comes up, and you're like, "I'm gonna cry. This is a great idea."
Go ahead.
And you're like, "What's up? I want to thank everyone for showing up. I just want to say things to the people that affected me in life." And you go through, and you're like, "Tommy, my life was enriched and blossomed. My security, my financial security, because of you. You were a great friend. I will always love you." And just go through it.
Tom
Just,
Segura.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I talked to my dad last night about Tom for an hour, and I got really emotional. I talked about when my dad is getting older, and we were talking about friends and how they affect you, and how I was talking about Joe and Tom and how they've really affected my life in so many amazing ways. And so, and it would be great to do at your funeral is to let everyone know how you felt about them, and because then
Shouldn't you do that ahead of time?
No, but you may get caught off guard. This is just a safety catch. This is just a thing that you can.
Have you told Joe and Tom how you feel about?
I've actually told both Joe and Tom recently. I haven't told Tom. I kind of have maybe a little bit.
You want to call him and tell
You
him
want
right
to call
now?
him and tell him what you think of him? No, because you might die on Tuesday.
Yeah, but I just record a hologram and send it to him.
You don't want to phone him?
Hey, can we do surprise holograms when you're dead? And they goes to your front door, and you hear a knock on the door, and then the whole machine's set up, right? And then they're like, "Who the fuck is it?" And it opens, but I'm already dead. I've been dead a week, and I'm like, "Hey, buddy, I want to talk to you." It's like To Catch a Predator, but with dead people.
That is so brilliant.
It's a great idea, right?
How long have you known? Who have you known longer, Tom or Joe?
Tom. I've known Tom longer.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's good that you have good friends. They're like your brothers. Do you have brothers and sisters?
No, I don't. I've always wanted brothers, but I think I've always.
You have a sister?
I have two sisters.
And
Yeah.
what do they do?
One does something with something.
Yeah.
One does something in the entertainment business, and another one does another thing.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't really listen all that well. Like my sister just told me what she did, but she works for a company. I'm sure she doesn't want me to name the company, but
Do you find that the people around you are really upset with you talking about them?
Sometimes, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So you can't even mention, what does she do in entertainment? Is she an executive?
She's an executive.
Have you worked with her?
No.
Are you asking or telling me?
I'm asking, I think. I know.
Would you not know your sister if you were working with her?
No, I don't know. I think I will be working with her, but I don't know. I don't know. I can't tell. I don't want to say it because I talk trash and people know our last names, but she ran into my agent the other day and one of my agents over at UTA, and she was like, "Oh, I think my brother's over at UTA." She's like, "Who's your brother?" She's like, "Bert Kreischer," and she was like, "Hold on, your brother's Bert Kreischer?" She was like, "Yeah," and she's like, "Oh my, hold on." So I think because I'm shirtless and I drink a lot and I talk shit and
you're incredibly successful.
I know, but I don't know if everyone wants to
and-
be associated with me all the time.
Oh, I think
like my daughter doesn't. Like my daughter.
That's every daughter, though. That's every young.
My daughter
girl.
I'm not allowed to say where she wants to go to college. Like she doesn't want to. She doesn't want to be. She wants to go to college. I think she would change her name if she could, just to be regular.
I didn't put his name on my applications.
Yeah, and well, it kind of is heartbreaking because you work so hard to build a career that you're proud of. See, you don't know what it's like to be a broke dad. I remember being. I was talking about this last night with my dad. I remember being a broke dad, going to school at a place called the Sunshine Shack with Georgia and Isla, and there were successful dads there. Billy Crudup was a dad there. Ian Gomez, Nia Vardalos, Fred Savage. They were all dads there, and Jay Chandrasekhar. They were all dads there and moms there. And I remember going in there feeling like a loser because I would watch everyone pull up in Range Rovers and stuff, and then be like, and we wanted a good education, so we paid for it. But I remember, it's crazy. I wish I had known then what I know now, because I remember feeling like a loser and then going for Christmas presents. So you work hard so you can establish a life for your kids so that they can get all the things they want. And then you go to buy your daughter a car for her 16th birthday, and she's like, I don't want that car. I don't want to look. I'm not a rich kid, Dad. And you're like, well, no, but it's a good car. And she's like,
conversation we had.
Yeah. And she's like, I don't want that. I'm not driving into school in that. Everyone's going to be like, oh, great. Her daddy bought her a BMW. And I'm like, it's a great fucking car.
That's what I
That's
bought
what
her.
happened to us.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's the
I was
exact
like,
same.
I
You're
want a
talking about
pickup.
our life.
I wanted a pickup.
That's what Georgia got.
Yeah, I wanted a pickup.
And I bought her a
And
BMW.
I was.
We live like parallel lives.
I mean, I got it. This is insane.
It is insane.
Because I'm going through it all right now.
Oh, it's
horrible.
horrible.
You know.
It gets easier. I promise. You just have to wait it out.
Do you want to hear something really hilarious?
Huh.
So we do this trip. Me and the girls are going to do this trip, and I'm sitting with Leanne, and I had a drink, and I said, I'm gonna. Georgia's and Isla are flying out, and I want to let them know. It was when I was doing Red Rocks, as a matter of fact.
Right.
I said, I'm going to reach out to Georgia, and I want to let her know that I'm trying harder, that I understand I'm frustrating, I understand my shortcomings, I understand all of them, and that I will work harder to be a better dad, and that nothing's her fault, that it's me, that I've created this parent. It's a very heartfelt message. I'm crying at the end of writing it, right? And I'm like, I go show it to Leanne, she goes, send it. So I sent it. Georgia, and my phone is saved as Georgia, my favorite daughter. That's what she saved her number as. I've since changed it.
Well, oh, you have no idea. So
No.
we have. She has a sister. She always puts it into my thing as my favorite daughter.
I'm the favorite child. I say,
Oh
not
my
favorite.
Yeah, because I have a son too.
Yeah.
He's right there.
Yeah.
But she always does that.
This is insane.
It is insane.
So I send it, and I'm sitting by a creek, and I light a joint, and I'm relaxing. We're in Colorado. I send it. Georgia's flying out the next day. And as soon as I send it, I look at my phone and I went, wait, I think I sent that to the wrong number.
To the dead guy?
No.
Oh.
I sent it to, there is a woman named Georgia Hardstark who's got a podcast called My Favorite Murder. And she saved in my phone as Georgia, My Favorite Murder. And she reads it and she replies. I go, wrong number, I apologize. And then she writes back, I thought this was from my dad. She goes, I'm crying right now. I thought this was from my dad. She's like, just so you know, it gets better. Like, I had problems with my dad at that age. Listen, she loves you. It's just an awkward time. And I'm like, no, I'm crying. Texting with the wrong Georgia. Like, going, I love you, Georgia.
I did something like that, but it's not as touching.
Wait, what?
So I have me and my daughter, my other daughter lives in a condo in Santa Monica, and I also have a condo in the building.
Yeah,
and the other daughter is married, and we went to stay there one night in our condo, and my daughter lives downstairs, and they were doing construction in the next condo. And in the morning, Saturday morning, there's this banging and everything. Like, it woke me up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. So my wife texts my daughter and goes, "What's with all the banging? Can you sleep?" Like, we can't sleep. Talking about the construction next door. My daughter, also like this daughter, is married and sends it to so-and-so with the last name. The text went to her father-in-law.
Because they also have the first initial.
They have the same first initial. It's R. Ehrlich is my daughter. Is Riley Ehrlich now. Her father-in-law is Randy Ehrlich.
Yeah.
So it's R. Ehrlich. She sends, "What's with all the banging? We can't sleep." He writes back immediately, do you want me to tell my son to go easy on her?"
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Oh my God. It was so embarrassing and so horrible.
So my sister Cotty is, I've said her name now and you're going to figure out Cotty Kreischer. She worked at Fox. I think Fox now owned by Disney, right?
Right.
So her very first day of working at Fox, my sisters are always funnier than I am my whole life.
Are they older or younger?
Younger, both younger. Cotty's 10 years younger than me. So Cotty gets her job. She's working in like promotions or something in Fox. But so her very first day there, she gets a bunch of emails about screeners. For everyone listening, screeners in Hollywood are like gold. It's all the movies that haven't come out yet that are nominated for Oscars. And if you're a part of the Academy or part of it, you can get screeners. You can see all the greatest movies that are out. You can see them at home on DVD. So the very first day she goes, she gets all these things. She goes to her boss and she's like, I don't know what a screener is. And he was like, "Oh, they're the movies." She's like, "What do I do with these emails?" He goes, "Okay, listen, just write like a form letter, a reply, and just reply to everyone that just cut and paste it and reply to everyone. Just tell him to talk to Tim Jews. He works in the studio store. And she was like, what's his name? He's like, Tim Jews. She goes, how do I spell that? And he's like the people, Jews, the Tim Jews. She goes, okay. So she writes a form letter and cuts and pastes it, spell checks it, sends it to everyone. If you're looking for screeners, my name's Cody. I just started working here. If you're looking for screeners, I'm not the person that can help you. Tim Jews in the studio store can help you. Tim Jews has all the answers. Please, I've CC'd him on this. Thank you, Tim Jews. Next day she gets to work and she has 200 emails. Huh? What the fuck? Are you serious? Seth MacFarlane writes back, there's only one? She reads her email. Spell check had changed Tim Jews to capital the Jew in the studio store. The Jew can help you. I can't. Please reach out to the Jew. The Jew's attached on here.
Oh my God.
And she's not the kind of person that finds stuff like that funny. Like she's a very serious person.
Yeah.
And she was just appalled. She's like, I'm gonna get fired. I look like a racist. And I was like, it's like she said, I forget what exactly Seth MacFarlane, but Seth MacFarlane's reply was the funniest.
Oh, that's
and she said it got sent all around. But yeah, she
doesn't look like a racist.
She's not.
No, she looks like an anti-Semite.
Yeah. I love when there's a good switch like that. Like even when I sent that to Georgia Hardstark, I was like, I wish that I was through this shit with my daughter so I could tell this on stage, but I'm not. So.
But you know that you're going to have good material in a couple of years still.
I have a great bit.
You're alive.
Unless you die.
Yes. That's my whole thing. My whole thing is staying alive. That's it. I just want to, that's why because I do party a lot, and that's why I work out as hard as I do, and I that's why I'm bummed about my weight gain is that it just gets away from me on the road.
Who do you want to speak? You didn't say who you want to speak at your
Himself.
I definitely want. Now I want meat.
But that was the hologram.
Why the fuck give any stage time to anyone else?
Before he knew hologram, he had thought it out.
I really want Tom to speak. I kind of want Joe to speak now. I think Joe's gotten a lot more sensitive. The more I've known him, the more he is in touch with his emotions, and I think he'd give a very, very good heartfelt speech. He'd be a hard get. Tom to speak. My buddy Weicho. My buddy Weicho is my best friend all growing up, and he cries easily. And when he cries like a man crying. Like, you know when men fall apart crying and they can't get their shit back together? That's how Weicho cries. He'll get everyone else to cry.
That's what you want.
You want everyone to cry?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. I want a highlight reel. I'd like a sizzle reel of what I've done.
You should write all this stuff down.
I know. I definitely.
He's doing it right now.
We're recording this.
We were sitting with my.
We're recording this.
Yeah.
We were sitting with my buddy in the tour bus the other night. Best fucking thing in the world. We get in the tour bus, right? And we have a 5 a.m., 6 a.m. flight out of Nashville, and we're driving. And so everyone gets in their bunk. We're gonna get a good night's sleep. And my buddy John Mann sticks his head out of his bunk, and he goes, "One more drink." And we all get out of our bunks. We all go and we all have one more drink, right? And I said, "This is why I love you, Manzi." I said, "I can't wait to talk at your funeral." And he says, I don't even know if I'll have a funeral. And I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Well, he's single. Everyone in his family's dead. His brother's still alive." And he's like, "I doubt I'll have a funeral. I just think I'll just die and that's it." I went, "No, that can't happen." I said, "I got your funeral." He was like, "Really?" I said, "Let's plan it out right now." So we sat up in the tour bus and we planned out his funeral. He wants it to be it's in Boulder there's like an amphitheater in Boulder. So I said, "We'll do it." He told me who he wanted to talk, and he said, "I really want it to be a party. I want it to be a celebration of life. I want people to have that day and remember how much fun I was." And I was like, "Don't worry, I'll do it." And so then I was gonna put together a sizzle reel. It stinks that I do it and he'd never see it. I want to see it, show it to him before, but I want a sizzle reel of my stuff.
I should phone him now and say, "I just got an email from Bert Kreischer. You're having a funeral at the Rock."
Do you want like a sizzle reel played of like your life?
No. No,
I do.
The truth is,
I think you're the opposite.
I don't want
any. I don't think.
People always say, "How do you want to be remembered?" I don't want to be remembered. I want to enjoy every moment right now,
and the
then I'll die.
Is talk about
and
dying.
then sizzle reels right now are just how I sell shit.
Would you? Sizzle reels are super effective when you like see them and you go, "God, that was a fun year," right? Like when you do it like a vacation and you put together a little, how to edit and then your kids are like, "Dad, we did have a blast skiing," and you're like, "Oh, that's right, that's fun."
I don't do that. I don't. No, I don't. I don't even. I rarely take pictures. I mean, I feel like I'm on TV and I'm being recorded, and then I'll die, and then somebody else will be recorded and be on TV.
Can I come to your funeral?
You'll be alone. Well, Jack,
You've taken one picture of strangers on a bench that you've sent me now.
I send you every week.
He sends me every week. This one picture that he took of two strangers sitting on a bench, and he sends that
They were
to
so
me every-
angry. They were angry.
Yeah.
Those
are the pictures he sends.
I walked up to two people. They were just sitting on the bench, and I just said, "Can I get one picture?" Do you ever do that? You just walk up to a stranger. They didn't know who I was, and I just said, "Let me just get a picture." And they go, "Okay," just out of discomfort. They go, "Oh, okay." And I go, "Can you move together?" And then I go, and then I go, "You're not. I don't want the smile. Is there any way you can look? You look up to the left, and you look up, and they don't know. They go, "We don't want this." I go, "It's not for you. It's for me."
Yeah.
And just till they're really, really angry, and then I snap it. And then every week I send the picture to her. We should put the picture. I'll put the picture up.
I don't know. Are you allowed to put the picture?
No, maybe they don't want. They were angry.
I used to be when I used to be into that kind of stuff. Like I remember working at Barnes and Noble, and my favorite was to have a hilarious interaction with people. And I remember I took this woman. I almost got fired. I took this woman up to. She was looking for a magazine, and I took her up. On the escalator. It was Astor Place, Barnes & Noble. I took her up, and I started walking towards the magazines, and I forgot she was with me. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, I don't like this job. Like, I don't like working here. And I forgot she was with me, and I started walking to the cafe to go get a coffee. And she, all of a sudden, we're in line at the cafe, and she's like, "Oh, is this where the magazines are?" And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. She goes, "Wait, did you forget I was with you?" And I just said, my head's just not in this. And she was like, "What?" And I was like, "I don't think I can take you to the magazine." And she was like, "Wait, hold on." And I told her, I said, "I don't want to work here." And she's like, "This isn't my problem." And I said, "No, I think it is now, because I think you got to find that magazine on your own." I said, "I'm gonna have a coffee and kind of go to sit on the toilet for a while."
Don't come with me.
Yeah, and she was like, "I'm gonna tell your manager." And I was like, "You can. I'm trying to get fired." And then I just went. I ended up getting fired for working out in the basement in my underwear. A lot worse.
For what?
Yeah, I worked in Astor Place, Barnes & Noble. I met my first gay dude, like legit gay dude. He had just come out of the closet from like Nebraska, and he moved. No one accepted him in his hometown, and he moved to New York. And when I met him, he said, our boss, Dwayne at the time, said, "Everyone, tell us what you do. Tell us what you do." And I said, and I was the first one. I go, "I'm Bert. I'm a stand-up comedian." He goes, "No, you work at Barnes & Noble." "What do you do?" And the guy's like, "I'm a musician." He goes, "No, you work at Barnes & Noble." And then he got to him, and he goes, "What do you do?" And he goes, "I'm gay." And he goes, "Okay, you're gay." And so he goes around. So then me and him worked the information desk, and I said, "You're gay?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, I don't really know any gay people. And he said, "Me either." I said, "What?" And he goes, "That's why I came to New York. I didn't know any gay people. No one was gay where I was from." So he's like, "I'm here." So I watched him like come out of the closet. It was the coolest thing. Is like he fucked a lot. Like, and he'd come home every morning. He'd come back to work with a new story, like a crazy wild adventure he was on. And so we would take the freight elevator down to the bottom, and we would light a joint. And once you had the freight elevator, no one could come in on you.
Right.
So we take it down to the basement. We light a joint, and he'd tell me his stories. Like one time he came in with a black eye, and he goes, "I got fucked out of my loft last night." And I was like, "For real?" And he was like, "Dude, it was crazy. You know how good it's sex got to be to get back into a loft and get fucked out again?" And I was like, and so we would sit down, and then I realized I was using that for there, and I was like, well, I wonder if I could come down here and work out, like, take a little break from work, go down to the basement, do push-ups, do sit-ups
with a gay guy.
No, just by myself, because once you took it down, no one could come in on you, no one could find you, no one could see what you're doing.
Right.
So I'd go down, and this is a little sidebar. The Astor Place Barnes & Noble had no air conditioning.
Right.
None.
Right.
So if I would have to take off all my clothes, I wouldn't want to get them sweaty.
Right.
Work out.
Right.
Dry off, and then put my clothes back on.
How do you dry off?
Towels, paper towels, and or just sit there for a little bit and relax.
In the heat.
Put all my clothes back on, go back up, and just go back to work. Have a coffee. Eat Diet Fuel was big then. Diet Fuel had like 6 of those.
Right.
Be like humming like a junkie.
Right.
And then one day my boss brought me down to the basement or to his office. I remember, and he was like, "Hey man, you spend a lot of time in the freight elevator or in the basement, aren't you?" I said, "Well, all the travel books are down there." He was like, you know we have cameras everywhere, right?" I was like, "I didn't know that." And he was like, "Oh, you're fired." I was like, "I quit." And he went, "Great." And I walked out, and then I walked out, and a week later, Will Smith discovered me. Will Smith discovered me, and I got a development deal. And
where did Will Smith see you?
His David Tochterman, the guy who worked for him, discovered me at the Boston Comedy Club. I An article.
Oh,
had
they
read about
didn't
me.
see the tape of you working out your
No.
underpants.
And so then I got to deal with Will Smith. I moved out here for 7 months, lived at the Universal Sheridan, developing a sitcom. And then I came back to New York and I had money and I had I think I got a TV show and I went back to New York and I went back to the Astor Place, figuring everyone knew I got fired for working out in the basement in my underwear. And I walked back up to the information desk and the gay guy was there and he was like, what's up? And I was like, nothing. And he just, we went back to he said, our manager got fired. And I was like, shut the fuck up. And he's like, guess what he does for a living? He doesn't work at Barnes & Noble. And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, I'm still gay. He goes, guess what happened last night? And we didn't talk about me getting fired or anything. We talked about one of his sexual escapades. I didn't even tell him that I had gotten a deal. I didn't tell him.
Does he still work there?
I don't know. I really like that guy. It was a cool guy. It's cool. You meet people who then affect the way you see the rest of the thing. So, and then now I look at because I came out as fat, on Two Bears, One Cave, a few weeks ago. Because I look at coming out as the coolest thing.
Coming out as fat?
I came out as fat because I came out as fat.
What does that even mean?
It's accepting who you are. It's like listen.
So then why are you trying to lose weight?
Because I'm comfortable with this, but I would like to be healthier. This is healthier for me. But I remember watching that guy come out and it was fucking awesome. I remember going to one of the gay clubs with him one time.
When you come out as fat, do you tell other people, you may not know this might be a big surprise to you, and you don't know it, and you go, I'm actually fat. And they go, we didn't know.
No,
we didn't know. We had no idea.
One person will say, I always knew it.
No, they all say they knew it, and they all did to me. But then, now that I've come out as fat, I don't want to hear it. That's my point. I don't want to hear it. If I have more mashed potatoes, I'm fat.
What is fat? I don't even know what fat is.
If you go on the
Take your shirt off.
No. But what is fat? I don't know what fat is.
I think it's the BMI scale is tells you if you're fat.
No,
they don't say fat.
Because
they say
obese.
I'm confused.
Well, that's
though.
unhealthy.
The point of coming out though is being accepting of it, and people now are okay to say that because you've accepted it, right? But you don't want to hear it anymore.
No. Hold on. There's parallel it to being gay, right? So say everyone knew you were gay, right?
Mm-hmm.
And no one and everyone was like, you're sitting at the thing, and you're like, I'm gay, and they're like, okay, now that it's out, now it's okay. You don't have to say certain snide comments. Like when you're fat and you go to eat, certain people in your family sometimes will be like, I don't know if you're gonna want that. That's a lot. You know what? Put some of that back. But when you come out as fat, then you go, you have to accept my lifestyle. I'm putting all that on my plate. I didn't really think this through also.
This is the thing.
There's no parade, right?
No, obviously we'd get winded. No.
You all know how
Anyway.
to tell an honest, true story.
Yeah.
Whereas there I am at the intersection with a black SUV
Lou?
on one side.
Lou?
Yeah.
Can we finish this story on the next episode?
Yeah.
Okay. Bert, you've been great. You want to plug something?
No. Oh yeah. I was thinking. No. I'm on tour, Birdie Boy Relapse Tour. We're doing a New York, Brooklyn, Newark, Poughkeepsie run. When does this come out?
I don't know. When does your tour start?
I'm off for this week. I'm back on next week.
No, this will be 2 weeks, I think.
Okay, yeah,
Or
New
it
York.
could be
I'll be
New
in
York.
Vegas. I'll be in Vegas that week. March 28th through the 3rd of April.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you got to do a video for that, Lou. Did you do a video for this tour?
No.
You don't need to do that.
Well, no,
anymore.
it was already
They just
sold out.
sell
It was already sold out because
you're such a huge superstar in comedy.
It was sold out because it was a lot of makeup dates. It was COVID dates.
Right.
So
you don't even have to work to get that audience now. You
No,
do
of
all the
course,
work on the stage.
I always do the work. I'm obsessive compulsive. I am not the human being that's going to sit back, throw his feet up on a rocking chair and be like, this tickets will sell. I'm not that guy.
Right.
I am. All I think about is work. All
And
I do is
death.
work. And when it comes to doing a special, I'm gone for 2 months. You will not see me for 2 months. I'll be on the road doing stand-up every single night, trying to make that hour tight. I'm not good enough to be able to put my feet up on.
I'll tell you something. As a fan, you are great. And you are funny. You're hysterical. You're smart. You're a good human being. You're a good father. And ultimately a great friend of Tom and Joe's. And it's nice. I'd like to be your friend, too.
I'm isolating that and putting that at my funeral. Thank you.
Okay, this is all about the funeral. So just wish you, I don't know what to say to you, but
can I tell you, I'm extremely excited that this is the relationship I get to have.
You're seeing the future.
I'm seeing the future.
And you know what I'd say to you? Rest in peace, buddy. Good night. That was good. You are great. We should do some stuff, though. Figure out some stuff.